We will go ahead and call the Becker City Council for June 4th, 2019 to order. If you'll rise for the pledge.
Oops.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Lori Kellett, just kidding. Rebecca Olmscheid to the vacant city council seat.
And I'll second that motion.
All right, any other discussion on that? Without any, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Julie, if you will do the honors to swear in Miss Rebecca Olmscheid.
He's running. Better get a picture to send it.
I, Rebecca Untitled, do hereby solemnly swear that I support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and that I will faithfully, justly, and impartially discharge the duties
of council member for the city of Becker,
County of Sherburne,
State of Minnesota,
State of Minnesota,
to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
Now you gotta go back. Someone's running into the building for you.
Yeah,
He's got over the escalator. Serious.
yeah, he's running in.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Oh. Is that who I saw running?
Redo it. Yeah, that's
We put it to a show.
Photos afterwards.
All right, welcome Member Umscheid. Has everyone had a chance to review meeting minutes from May 21st and 29th? And if so, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike. Any discussion on them? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any additional items for this evening's agenda?
Yep, I'd like to make a motion to add Becker Freedom Days proclamation as number 8 on our agenda, as well as the suspension of the rules for the 2019 Freedom Days as 12 alpha.
All right, thank you. Any others? Do I have a second to add
I'll
that?
second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. I will ask for approval of this evening's agenda.
I move we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion from Mike, second from Rick. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Becker Freedom Days proclamation. A proclamation from the City of Becker declaring June 10th through the 15th of 2019 as Freedom Days in Becker, Minnesota. So now, therefore, it be resolved, I, Tracy Bertram, Mayor of City of Becker, do hereby proclaim June 10th through the 15th, 2019 as Freedom Days in Becker, Minnesota, and I urge all citizens to get involved and participate in the many events and activities planned that celebrate our freedom. All right, and we'll go ahead and solidify that today. So, any guests in open forum for this evening's meeting? Seeing none, we'll move along to committee reports. Northern Metals Tour. We took a tour as council and some other guests from Sherburne County as well as the township. And we toured on probably the coldest, wettest evening, but it was a wonderful tour. We got to actually see many of the behind-the-scenes working aspects of the new Northern Metal site. So more tours will be coming up probably the end of June. So.
The mayor's gonna let her truck go first, then the crusher. That was nice of her.
I think it's going to be a lottery system. All right, police management.
Police management, we met last Friday morning. Talked about the body camera audit. So as you know, a couple years ago, we started using body cameras here in the city. as part of the legislature passed as part of the law that we do have to get audits for those. Kind of vague on the wording as far as to say who does it. Does it have to be a third party? Could it be another precinct or and so we are going to go with the state auditor is doing an auditing service for that. There are some other say third parties that have popped up that said, yeah, we'll do them, but they are charging well into 5 figures to do these audits, and the state auditor is considerably cheaper. So we're gonna go that route, and they go through just like in an audit. You'll go through and take like a sampling to make sampling of the videos that we do save to make sure that we're filing them right, to make sure that they were tagged appropriately, and so that'll be in the next couple of weeks here, and that's something that every agency that's using body cameras throughout the state will be going through as well. So it sounds like a couple have done that already, but so this is pretty new for us. But so that'll be in the next couple of weeks there. Talked about staffing updates. As you know, we had a full-time and a part-time retirement here in May, and so potentials for moving up to full-time. Officer to move from part-time to full-time, and then one to move into part-time as well. So just like in any staffing, it doesn't matter what it is, you always like to kind of have that pipeline, so to speak, and kind of people at different levels that are waiting in the wings to move up. And so we're fortunate right now to have staff to be able to do that. So with those retirements, we have people moving from part-time to full-time, and then from our reserves up to part-time, and hopefully now to start backfilling reserves and as we go there. So there will be more information coming on that. We talked for stats. We're just about dead even with last year. We're within like 21 calls, I think, compared to last year. So pretty much the same there. We just a little kind of pre-budget discussions. Just stuff for us to be thinking about is. As we were told last fall when we were trying to order the squad car in advance, there is when the 2020 models come out, there's going to Ford is redesigning the Explorer for 2020, and I think it's going to be like $7,000 more or something like that for the police interceptor version. So we were kind of let know about that a little bit last fall, but just to know that that's going to be coming. Obviously, that's going to affect CIP there. And as well as the equipment, typically you think of like the light bars and stuff, we try and rotate them through a couple cars. Our cars are on it's like a 4 or 5 year rotation, so we replace, we have 4 cars, we replace one a year, and then if we can get a 5th year where we don't do one, we won't do it. But the equipment, we try and get through 2 rotations when we go through, and so by the time the equipment's been through a 2nd rotation, it's pretty beat up. There's a reason I'll never buy a used squad car at an auction, just because it's only got 100,000 miles on it. Those are very road hard, put away wet miles. So the equipment obviously that goes with it, usually by this time the 2nd rotation comes along, it's pretty beat up. So this would be now when we would start to replace that equipment on these new cars going forward. Of course, with the redesign too, it's less likely to fit even if you weren't. But so it's not going to be a huge major shock to the budget, but just know that there will be the CIP you'll see move up a little bit. We may be thinking 35,000 on a squad car before, maybe closer to 40, might be closer to 50. I think it was 40 was the last time we did one. It might be closer to 50 between the car price of the car going up and then some new equipment there. So
maybe we could just keep the squads and get them some pedal bikes.
Could do that.
Just a thought.
If the department had
Saw
used
Elk River out
font
yesterday.
size of 3
Yeah,
or
fonts,
larger,
the 4-point font size, yes, that's is efficient on the ink here as well. So saving costs wherever we can. Yeah, that was pretty much it there for police.
All right, any other meetings or committees? Okay. All right, public hearing for certification of unpaid charges with Mr. Lisson. Chris, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing at 10.
Thank you. Okay. So tonight we have our, the snow removal that we did last winter. The charge is pending for, the unpaid charges are pending. So open to the public and just asking for a motion and second to close that hearing if there are no comments from the public.
Chris, do you know what the vast majority of dates are of those? Like, was there one specific?
I will check that out very quickly.
I mean, it definitely.
I think they're both, I think March, we had one in March.
January and March were
I was
the
gonna say
Yep.
January.
Oh, it's
dates were, but that was in the previous one.
oh.
Yeah, I have the other one. I don't have it with me.
Has anybody called you on all these?
We received a few calls, but not many.
How many of these are vacant properties?
There's going to be quite a few that are just open lots.
That's what I thought.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, not even vacant properties, but yeah, open lots, yeah.
All right, is anyone from the public here in regards to the public hearing on unpaid snow removal charges? That looks like a no. Does count?
Close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
Motion from Mike, second from Troy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, we are closed at 5:11. May I have a motion for
I make a
resolution?
motion that we approve Resolution 1930 for unpaid charges on snow removal.
Second it.
Motion from Mike, second from Troy. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, carried.
Thank
Thank you. Administrator and staff reports. Suspension of rules for 2019 Freedom Days. Mr. Listen, if you'll take that one.
All right, so I'm filling in for Josh. His little guy broke his arm, so
Ooh.
he was down at Children's getting some surgery, so hopefully that's going well. So before you tonight, we have Resolution 1932, kind of dealing with normal activity related to Freedom Days and asking council to suspend rules related to certain activities that go on during Freedom Days and trying to make sure that we aren't breaking any rules or laws while we're having those activities. So I'd ask the council for a motion and a second to approve Resolution 1932.
Is it 32 or 33?
33?
It is 33.
33, sorry, I got 32 in here. I got both, I got 33 and 32. Asking motion and second to approve Resolution 19-33, providing for the suspension of certain prohibitions and city code requirements of the city of Becker for the annual Freedom Day celebration.
As I read through it, it looks like the same as the year prior, which was the year prior to that, so.
Was there an error or something in that 32 or why are? Oh, okay. I make a motion we approve Resolution 1933 for suspension of certain rules for Freedom Days.
Second.
Motion from Mike, second from Rick. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, approval of plans and specs and orderly advertisement for bids for the 2019 Business Park expansion. Mr. Sabar.
Good evening.
Oof.
Good evening. In the council packet is more of a procedural resolution for your consideration this evening. As you may be aware, when the city received the appropriation from the legislature for the frontage road improvements, they directed that funding to come through MnDOT in the local road improvement program. And so as such, the state's requiring that the plans be reviewed by MnDOT before we're able to go out for bids. Those plans have been in with the state for a couple weeks. We received word we were expecting review comments back this week. And so we're anticipating being able to turn those review comments around and hopefully get plan approval before your next council meeting. And so instead of waiting perhaps another week or two to get your approval at the 17th meeting, we're presenting the resolution now to you so that as soon as we have state approval of those plans, we can go out to advertise for bids. So the resolution before you tonight considers a potential bid opening date on July 1st for those plans. If that would have to slip in time with your next meeting, the next bid opening date would be July 15th. So depending on how quickly we can get the state review comments and turn those around, that date may have to be adjusted. But we wanted to present the resolution to you now from a expediency perspective.
Council have any questions? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve Resolution 1931.
Motion to approve Resolution 1931 to advertise for specifications and ordering, approving plans and specifications and ordering advertisement for bids.
I'll second it.
Motion from Rick, second from Troy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Closed city council meeting for real estate negotiations with Ms. Flipson, but
All right, so I would like to make a motion pursuant to Minnesota statutes, section 13D.05, subsection 3C, section 1, to go into closed session for real estate negotiations to determine the asking price for real or personal property to be sold by the government for parcels as listed. Yes. There's several.
all right. Rick has made a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion from Rick, second from Troy. All in favor?
Aye.
We'll go into closed session at 5:17. Okay, so Rick, will you give us a summary of our closed session?
Yes, we gave staff direction to update prices on the parcels that were listed.
Thank you. All right, we'll move into the consent agenda. Ooh, is anyone presenting the consent agenda? Otherwise, I will. I'll do it. I don't ever get to do this.
Do we have a revised one, or is this?
Nope. All right, so we have a hiring and termination report from the golf course, as well as the city hall, Becker Community Center. And then there is the communications technology line that is going to be coming out of the general operating budget of 2019. And the Becker Lions has a noise variance for Friday, June 14th for the Freedom Days. They're having a band, and they have notified all of the neighbors within 100 feet.
100 whole feet, huh?
100 whole feet. Yep. There was only a few, if I remember.
Hopefully nobody's at the bandstand complaining.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
Motion from Rick, second from Troy. Any other discussion on it? With none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Payment of the bills.
Motion, we pay the bills.
I'll second it.
Motion from Rick, second from Troy to pay the bills. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Anniversary announcements for the month of June. Ian Holmes from the golf course. He is the pro shop operator coordinator, and he is celebrating his 1 year with us. Wow, everyone else goes by so fast, and he seems more than a year.
Really? 1
Well,
year?
how can we say
seem right.
1 plus?
Maybe in
Oh,
that
in that
position.
position.
Yes, in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 year is full-time.
6
Like
total?
4 or 5, yeah.
6 years total.
Yep.
He should get like a 1.6 or something, like a DOT system. Something. All right, does council have anything else for the betterment of Becker? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve, or adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
From Mike, second from Rick. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 5:45 PM.